Our next topic is national grid system. Okay, now look at the diagram here. We have a power plant. Here is power plant, and the voltage produced by power plant is 33 kilovolt. The power plant can be, for example, a hydroelectric power station, and it can also be a nuclear power station. Okay. Now, in order to send the energy or transfer the energy in a very long distance, okay, we need a very long cable. Okay, here is the cable. But the problem we have is when the cable is long, then the resistance of the cable will be long also, will be high also. So what we need to do in order to reduce power loss, according to this formula, we need to decrease the decrease the current. So in order to decrease the current, we need to increase the voltage. You can see here this is 33 kilovolt and this is 400 kilovolt. So when we increase the voltage, we reduce the current. So please remember that. Okay, the next thing we want to see is how when we increase current, so when we increase the voltage, we will reduce current. We want to see how it works. Okay, let's say that we have a transformer here, and this is the primary coil and this is secondary coil. So the power from primary will be transferred to secondary completely if this transformer is ideal. So for ideal transformer, power from primary equals power in secondary. So formula for power is voltage for primary times current for primary equals to voltage in secondary times current in secondary. So as I told you, power for primary equals power for secondary for ideal transformer. Let's say we put a number here, 10 watt for example. So 10 watt in primary equals to 10 watt in secondary. So what we do now is we use this formula. So, and we put number here, for example, 2 volt multiplied by 5 ampere of current equals to 5 volt multiplied by 2 ampere of current. So we are using step-up transformer, so the voltage will increase, as a result current will decrease. So voltage in secondary increases, but the current in secondary decreases. So when we have decreased the current, okay, so according to this formula, power loss will also be reduced. Okay, so that is how we reduce power loss. And then after that, when the cable is going to reach heavy industry like industry and houses, we need to use step-down transformer in order to increase the voltage. In order to increase the voltage again, which is suitable. Now we are going to decrease the voltage to make it suitable for the use of heavy industry. In this example, 33 kilovolt, and we use another transformer to decrease the voltage again to 11 kilovolt for light industry, 450 volt for building, and 240 volt for houses. Okay. Now we are going to look at the importance of national grid system. We want to reduce power loss. That's why we need to use a transformer in national grid system. How do we reduce power loss? We have discussed it earlier. earlier here, we have discussed it. Reroute power supply, because there is network and national grid system, and we can channel the energy according to the need of consumers. The parts of area where there are a lot of people that want to use electricity, then we can channel the electrical power supply to that area. And we can also shut down a less efficient station in that particular time. For example, at night, not many factories are doing their business or during their operation, so we can shut down some stations because not a lot of electricity is used. And then the problems that we have with the national grid system is power loss, because it is the energy is sent in a very long distance. So what we do is we apply what we have learned earlier about this. And then the danger of high voltage. So we need to use underground cable, so it is safer. Lightning, lightning may strike the cable also, so we can use underground cable also in this case. And then light aircraft, especially at night when the pilot is moving with the aircraft in a altitude which is not very high, which is quite close to the ground, then the pilot may not be able to see the cable here. So we use special markers so that the pilot can see. Sometimes you can see something like a ball shape which is connected to the cable. This is meant for the pilot to see it, not to crash on it. And then another problem with national grid system is theft, because the cable that we use here is usually made of copper, and the price of copper is quite high, so a thief may steal it and sell it somewhere. So in order to avoid this, we need to educate people about the danger of doing that, because the voltage is very high, and we need to enforce law in order to solve this problem.